The arrival of spring. The first signs of spring began to appear in the 100-acre wood. The snow started to melt, revealing patches of green grass, and the rivers and streams, once frozen, began to flow freely again. The air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers and the cheerful songs of returning birds. One bright morning, as Pooh and Piglet were taking a walk through the wood, they noticed something unusual. A gentle breeze carried the sound of laughter and music, and as they followed the sound, they came upon a clearing they had never seen before. In the center of the clearing stood a magnificent tree, its branches adorned with colorful ribbons and sparkling ornaments. "Pooh, look!" Piglet exclaimed, his eyes wide with wonder. "It's a maypole! I've heard of these, but I've never seen one before." Pooh, equally amazed, nodded. "It looks like a wonderful place for a celebration, Piglet. I wonder who put it here." As they stood admiring the maypole, Tigger bounced into the clearing, his fur bristling with excitement. "I found it first!" he declared, doing a joyful little jig around the pole. "Isn't it the most wonderful thing you've ever seen?" Rabbit, who had been organizing a nearby patch of wildflowers, joined them. "I thought it would be a nice surprise for everyone," he said with a proud smile. Spring is a time for new beginnings, and what better way to celebrate than with a maypole dance? The maypole celebration. The friends decided to invite all their woodland neighbors to the maypole celebration. Owl sent out invitations, and Kanga and Roo helped decorate the clearing with garlands of flowers. Eeyore, who had been feeling more cheerful since the bridge-building adventure, offered to help set up the refreshments. On the day of the celebration, the clearing was filled with laughter and music. The friends and their neighbors gathered around the maypole, each holding a colorful ribbon. As the music started, they began to dance, weaving in and out, wrapping the ribbons around the pole in a beautiful pattern. Pooh, Piglet, Tigger, Rabbit, Eeyore, and all their friends twirled and spun, their hearts filled with joy. Even Eeyore, who was not usually one for dancing, found himself caught up in the fun, his steps light and carefree. As the dance came to an end, the friends gathered around the maypole, admiring the colorful pattern they had created. "It's beautiful," Piglet said, his eyes shining with happiness. Tigger bounced up and down. "And it's just the beginning. We can have more celebrations, more dances, more everything." Rabbit nodded in agreement. Spring is a time for new adventures, and I have a feeling there are many more to come. A new adventure. As the days grew longer and the weather warmer, the friends found themselves drawn to the riverbank, where the water flowed clear and cold. One afternoon, as they were playing by the river, they noticed a small boat tied to a tree. "Look at that!" Tigger exclaimed, bouncing over to investigate. "A boat! We could go on an adventure!" Rabbit, ever the cautious one, examined the boat carefully. "It's a bit small, but it looks sturdy enough. We could take it for a short trip down the river." Pooh, Piglet, and Eeyore exchanged excited glances. "An adventure on the river," Piglet said, his voice filled with excitement. Eeyore, who had been feeling more adventurous since the maypole celebration, nodded. "I think it could be fun." The friends decided to set off on their river adventure the following day. They packed a picnic of honey sandwiches, acorn cakes, and fresh fruit, and set out early in the morning. Down the river carried them gently along, the water sparkling in the sunlight. The friends laughed and sang as they floated downstream, enjoying the beauty of the 100-acre wood from a new perspective. As they drifted along, they passed by familiar sights. The big oak tree where Pooh liked to sit and think, the meadow where they often played, and the old bridge that Eeyore had helped build. They waved to the birds and animals they passed, calling out greetings and sharing their picnic with the ducks and swans. Tigger, ever the explorer, pointed to a small island in the middle of the river. "Let's stop there and explore," he suggested, bouncing up and down with excitement. The friends steered the boat to the island and climbed out, their feet sinking into the soft sand. The island was a small paradise, with tall trees, colorful flowers, and a little sandy beach. The Island of Discovery. As they explored the island, the friends discovered all sorts of interesting things. They found a little cave, a perfect place for a picnic, and a small pond filled with fish and frogs. Piglet found a patch of wild strawberries, and Eeyore discovered a patch of clover, which he munched on happily. Pooh, who had been quietly observing, noticed something shiny glinting in the sunlight. "Look over there," he said, pointing to a spot near the water's edge. "I think I see something." The friends gathered around, and sure enough, they found a small, beautifully carved wooden box half buried in the sand. "What do you think it is?" Piglet asked, his eyes wide with curiosity. Rabbit, ever the practical one, suggested they open it carefully. Inside, they found a collection of old coins and a faded map. "It's a treasure map!" Tigger exclaimed, bouncing up and down with excitement. The friends gathered around the map, their hearts filled with excitement and wonder. "This could be the start of a new adventure," Rabbit said, his eyes shining with anticipation. The promise of more adventures. As the sun began to set, casting a warm glow over the island, the friends gathered on the beach to enjoy their picnic. They talked and laughed, sharing stories and dreams of future adventures. Piglet, with a contented sigh, said, "This has been the best day. I can't wait to see what other adventures await us." Pooh nodded, his eyes twinkling with happiness. "Yes, Piglet. The 100-acre wood is full of surprises, and I have a feeling there are many more adventures to come." Eeyore, who had been quiet for most of the day, spoke up. "I'm glad we found the boat. It's nice to know that there are always new things to discover." Tigger, ever the optimist, bounced up and down. "And we'll find them together. Just you wait and see." Rabbit, with a smile, added, "And we'll always be there for each other, no matter what." The journey home. As the sky turned a soft pink and the first stars began to twinkle in the night sky, the friends climbed back into the boat and set off for home. The river carried them gently along, the water reflecting the colors of the setting sun. As they floated downstream, the friends felt a deep sense of contentment. They knew that they had found something truly special in each other, and that the adventures they shared would last a lifetime. The legend of the Hidden Valley. The discovery of the treasure map on the island had ignited a spark of excitement and curiosity among the friends. As they gathered at Pooh's house the following morning, they spread the map out on the table, examining every detail. The map was old and faded, but it clearly depicted a path leading to a place called the Hidden Valley. "I've heard stories about the Hidden Valley," Owl said, peering over his spectacles. "Legend has it that it's a place of great beauty and mystery, hidden deep within the 100-acre wood." Tigger bounced up and down with excitement. "A hidden valley? That sounds like an adventure waiting to happen." Rabbit, ever the planner, studied the map carefully. "If we follow this path, it should lead us to the valley. But we'll need to be prepared. It could be a long journey." Pooh, with his usual calm demeanor, nodded. "I think we should go, Piglet. It sounds like a wonderful adventure." Piglet, though a bit apprehensive, agreed. "If we're all together, I'm sure it will be okay." Eeyore, who had been feeling more adventurous lately, added, "I suppose it wouldn't hurt to see what's out there." Preparing for the journey. The friends spent the next few days preparing for their journey to the Hidden Valley. Rabbit organized the supplies, making sure they had enough food, water, and warm clothing. Tigger gathered ropes and tools, just in case they needed them. Pooh, of course, made sure they had plenty of honey for the trip. Piglet, feeling a bit nervous, asked, "Do you think we'll be safe, Pooh?" Pooh, with a reassuring smile, said, "Don't worry, Piglet. We'll be together, and that's what matters." Eeyore, who had been through many adventures with his friends, added, "We've faced challenges before, and we've always come through. We'll be fine." The journey begins. On the morning of their departure, the friends gathered at the edge of the 100-acre wood. The sky was clear, and the air was filled with the promise of a new adventure. They set off down the path, their hearts filled with excitement and anticipation. As they walked, they passed through fields of wildflowers, crossed babbling brooks, and climbed gentle hills. The path was winding and sometimes steep, but the friends encouraged each other, sharing stories and laughter along the way. Tigger, ever the energetic one, led the way, bouncing and leaping with enthusiasm. Pooh and Piglet walked side by side, enjoying the beauty of the forest. Rabbit, with his keen eye for detail, kept an eye on the map, making sure they stayed on the right path. Eeyore, who was walking with a newfound spring in his step, found himself enjoying the journey. The enchanted forest. As they ventured deeper into the 100-acre wood, the friends entered a part of the forest they had never seen before. The trees were taller, the air was cooler, and the light seemed to dance through the leaves in a magical way. "This must be the enchanted forest," Owl said, his eyes wide with wonder. Legend has it that this is where the hidden valley is located. The friends continued on, their senses heightened by the enchanting surroundings. They heard the gentle rustling of leaves, the distant call of birds, and the soft murmur of a hidden stream. As they walked, they came upon a clearing where the sunlight streamed down in golden rays. In the center of the clearing stood a magnificent tree, its branches stretching high into the sky. At the base of the tree, they found a small, sparkling stream, the hidden valley. The friends followed the stream, which led them to a hidden valley, just as the map had promised. The valley was a place of breathtaking beauty, with lush green meadows, sparkling streams, and wildflowers of every color. "Wow," Piglet said, his eyes wide with amazement. "It's even more beautiful than I imagined." Tigger bounced around, taking in the sights. "This is the best adventure ever." Rabbit, with a satisfied smile, said, "We did it. We found the hidden valley." Pooh, who had been quietly observing, added, "It's a special place, isn't it? A place of peace and wonder." Eeyore, who had been enjoying the journey more than he had expected, nodded. "It's nice to know that there are still places like this in the world. A place of wonder." The friends spent the day exploring the hidden valley, discovering all sorts of wonders. They found a little waterfall, a perfect place for a picnic, and a meadow filled with butterflies. They played games, shared stories, and enjoyed the beauty of the valley. As the sun began to set, casting a warm glow over the valley, the friends gathered by the stream. They sat in comfortable silence, their hearts filled with joy, and their minds filled with memories of the day's adventures. Piglet, with a contented sigh, said, "This has been the best adventure. I'm so glad we found this place." Pooh nodded, his eyes twinkling with happiness. "Yes, Piglet. The 100-acre wood is full of surprises, and I'm glad we could share this one together." Tigger, ever the optimist, bounced up and down. "And there are more adventures to come. Just you wait and see." Rabbit, with a smile, added, "And we'll always be there for each other, no matter what." Eeyore, who had been feeling more cheerful than ever, said, "I'm glad we came. It's nice to know that there are still places of wonder in the world." The journey home. As the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, the friends made their way back to the 100-acre wood. The path was familiar now, and they walked side by side, their hearts full of joy and their minds filled with dreams of future adventures. As they approached their homes, they knew that they had found something truly special in each other. The 100-acre wood, with its enchanting forests and hidden valleys, was a place of magic and wonder, and the promise of more adventures to come. The return to the 100-acre wood. The journey back from the hidden valley was filled with a sense of fulfillment and tranquility. The friends walked leisurely, savoring the last moments of their adventure. The sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, and the first stars began to twinkle in the evening sky. As they reached the edge of the 100-acre wood, they could see the familiar outlines of their homes nestled among the trees. The sight filled them with warmth and comfort, and they quickened their pace, eager to share their stories with the rest of their friends. Sharing the stories, the friends gathered at Rabbit's house, where a cozy fire crackled in the hearth. Kanga and Roo had prepared a delicious dinner, and the table was laden with steaming bowls of soup, fresh bread, and honey cakes. As they ate, the friends took turns recounting their adventures in the hidden valley. Tigger, with his usual exuberance, bounced around the room, acting out the scenes with dramatic flair. Pooh and Piglet shared their favorite moments, from the enchanting forest to the sparkling waterfall. Rabbit, with his love for details, described the flora and fauna they had encountered, while Eeyore, who had been unusually talkative, spoke of the peace he had found in the valley. Kanga and Roo listened intently, their eyes wide with wonder. "It sounds like you had the most amazing adventure," Kanga said, smiling at the friends. Roo, with his boundless curiosity, asked, "Can we go on an adventure too?" "Of course," Pooh replied, patting Roo on the head. "There are always more adventures to be had." The gift of the valley. The next morning, as the friends gathered for breakfast, they found a surprise waiting for them. On the table was a small, beautifully wrapped package. It was addressed to all of them, with a note that read, "To Pooh, Piglet, Tigger, Rabbit, and Eeyore, with gratitude for your friendship and kindness." The friends exchanged excited glances and carefully unwrapped the package. Inside, They found a collection of small, intricately carved wooden figures. Each figure represented one of them, beautifully crafted and full of detail. "These are wonderful," Piglet said, holding up his figure with delight. Tigger bounced up and down. "I love mine. It's just like me." Rabbit examined his figure closely. "This must be from the Hidden Valley. It's a thank you gift for our visit." Pooh, with a warm smile, added, "It's a reminder of our adventure and the friendship we share." Eeyore, who had been given a figure of himself looking unusually cheerful, said, "I think I'll keep this by my side. It reminds me of the good times we had." The promise of more adventures. As the days turned into weeks, the friends found themselves reminiscing about their journey to the Hidden Valley. They often gathered at Pooh's house, sharing stories and laughter, and dreaming of future adventures. One sunny afternoon, as they were sitting by the river, watching the water flow by, Piglet turned to Pooh and said, "Do you think we'll go on another adventure soon?" Pooh, with a thoughtful expression, replied, "I think adventures find us when we least expect them, Piglet. And when they do, we'll be ready." Tigger, ever the optimist, bounced up and down. "And we'll have more fun than ever. Just you wait and see." Rabbit, with a smile, added, "And we'll always be there for each other, no matter what." Eeyore, who had been feeling more cheerful than ever, said, "I'm looking forward to whatever comes next. It's nice to know that we have each other." A new beginning. The 100-Acre Wood, with its ever-changing seasons and endless possibilities, was a place of magic and wonder. The friends knew that there were many more adventures to be had, and they were ready to embrace whatever came their way. As the seasons changed, they found themselves preparing for the next chapter in their lives. They knew that the bonds they had formed would last a lifetime, and that the adventures they shared would continue to bring them joy and happiness. One day, as they were sitting by the river, watching the leaves fall gently to the ground, Pooh turned to his friends and said, "I think this is just the beginning. There are so many more stories to tell." Piglet nodded, his eyes shining with excitement. "And we'll be there to tell them, together." The mysterious letter. The days grew shorter and the nights colder as the 100-Acre Wood settled into the heart of winter. The friends often found themselves gathered around the fireplace at Pooh's house, sipping warm cocoa and sharing stories of past adventures. The memories of their journey to the Hidden Valley were still fresh in their minds, and they often spoke of the day they would return. One chilly evening, as the wind howled outside and the snow fell gently, there was a knock at Pooh's door. Piglet, who was closest, opened it to find a small, mysterious-looking letter on the doorstep. The envelope was sealed with a wax stamp that bore the image of a snowflake. "Who could it be from?" Piglet wondered aloud, handing the letter to Pooh. Pooh examined the letter carefully. "I don't know, Piglet, but it looks important." The friends gathered around as Pooh broke the seal and unfolded the letter. The message inside was written in elegant, swirling script. "Dear friends of the 100-Acre Wood, I hope this letter finds you well. I am writing to invite you to a very special event, the Winter Festival of Lights. It is a celebration of the season, held in the heart of the Enchanted Forest. This year, the festival promises to be more magical than ever, with music, dancing, and a grand feast. I would be honored if you and your friends would join us. Please meet at the edge of the Enchanted Forest at sunset on the night of the full moon. I look forward to seeing you there. With warmest regards, the Guardian of the Forest." "The Winter Festival of Lights," Piglet exclaimed, his eyes wide with excitement. "It sounds wonderful." Tigger bounced up and down. "A festival in the Enchanted Forest. I bet it's going to be the best party ever." Rabbit, ever the planner, nodded. "We should start preparing right away. We'll need to bring gifts for the Guardian and make sure we have warm clothes for the journey." Eeyore, who had been listening quietly, said, "I suppose it wouldn't hurt to see what this festival is all about. It might be nice to experience something different." Pooh, with a smile, said, "Then it's settled. We'll go to the festival and see what adventures await us." Preparing for the festival, the friends spent the next few days preparing for the Winter Festival of Lights. Rabbit organized the gifts, making sure they had something special for the Guardian of the Forest. Tigger gathered decorations, planning to bring some of the festive cheer from the 100-Acre Wood to the festival. Pooh, of course, made sure they had plenty of honey for the journey. Piglet, feeling a bit nervous about the upcoming adventure, asked, Do you think we'll be okay, Pooh? The enchanted forest can be a strange place. Pooh, with a reassuring smile, replied, Don't worry, Piglet. We'll be together, and that's what matters. Besides, the Guardian invited us, so I'm sure it will be a wonderful experience. Eeyore, who had been feeling more adventurous lately, added, And if we get lost, we'll find our way back. We've done it before. The journey to the enchanted forest. On the night of the full moon, the friends set out for the enchanted forest. The sky was clear, and the moonlight cast a silvery glow over the snow-covered landscape. The path to the forest was illuminated by lanterns, leading them deeper into the woods. As they walked, the air grew colder, and the trees became taller and more majestic. The friends could feel the magic of the enchanted forest all around them, a sense of wonder and mystery that filled the air. Finally, they reached the edge of the forest, where they were greeted by the Guardian of the forest. The Guardian was a tall, elegant figure, with eyes that sparkled like stars and a warm, welcoming smile. Welcome, friends of the 100-acre wood, the Guardian said, extending a hand in greeting. I am so glad you could join us for the festival. The Winter Festival of Lights. The Winter Festival of Lights was everything the friends had hoped for, and more. The enchanted forest was transformed into a winter wonderland, with twinkling lights, colorful lanterns, and decorations that sparkled in the moonlight. The air was filled with the sound of music and laughter, and the scent of delicious food wafted through the air. The friends were led to a grand clearing where the festival was in full swing. There were tables laden with food and drink, and a stage where musicians played joyful tunes. The friends joined in the dancing, twirling and spinning to the music, their hearts filled with joy. Pooh, Piglet, Tigger, Rabbit, and Eeyore were amazed by the beauty and magic of the festival. They met creatures they had never seen before, shared stories with new friends, and enjoyed the warmth and hospitality of the enchanted forest. As the night wore on, the Guardian of the forest gathered everyone around for a special moment. Thank you all for coming, the Guardian said, their voice filled with warmth and gratitude. Tonight, we celebrate the magic of the season and the friendships that bind us together. A night to remember. The friends spent the rest of the night enjoying the festival, taking in the sights and sounds, and making memories that would last a lifetime. As the first light of dawn began to break, they gathered with the other guests to watch the sunrise over the enchanted forest. The sky was painted in shades of pink and gold, and the friends felt a deep sense of peace and contentment. They knew that they had experienced something truly special, and that the magic of the Winter Festival of Lights would stay with them forever. The journey home. As the sun rose higher in the sky, the friends made their way back to the 100-acre wood. The path was familiar now, and they walked side by side, their hearts full of joy and their minds filled with memories of the festival. As they approached their homes, they knew that they had found something truly special in each other. The 100-acre wood, with its enchanting forests and magical adventures, was a place of wonder and friendship, and the promise of more adventures to come. The afterglow of the festival. The friends returned to the 100-acre wood with hearts full of warmth and minds brimming with the memories of the Winter Festival of Lights. The enchanted forest had cast its spell on them, and they found themselves often reminiscing about the magical night. One chilly afternoon, as the friends gathered at Piglet's cozy house, they decided to create their own little festival to celebrate the season. We can call it the Festival of Friendship, Piglet suggested, his eyes twinkling with excitement. Pooh, who was always in favor of any event that involved honey, nodded enthusiastically. That sounds wonderful, Piglet. We can all bring something special to share. Tigger, bouncing with his usual energy, added, and we can have games and dancing, just like at the real festival. Rabbit, ever the organizer, began making a list of tasks. I'll take care of the decorations. We need lots of lights and garlands to make it feel festive. Eeyore, who had been feeling more cheerful since the festival, offered to help with the preparations. I can gather some branches and pine cones to make the place look nice. The Festival of Friendship. The day of the Festival of Friendship dawned bright and clear. The friends had worked hard to transform Piglet's house into a winter wonderland. Strings of lights twinkled in the trees, and colorful garlands adorned the doorways. A small bonfire crackled in the center of the clearing, casting a warm glow on the snow-covered ground. As the sun began to set, the friends gathered around the bonfire, each bringing a dish to share. Pooh had prepared a large pot of honey-glazed carrots. Piglet had baked honey cakes, and Tigger had brought a basket of popcorn. Rabbit contributed a hearty stew, and Eeyore, in a rare moment of culinary enthusiasm, had made a batch of his famous thistle tea. The friends sat around the fire, enjoying the delicious food and each other's company. They shared stories of past adventures, laughed at Tigger's antics, and listened to Pooh's thoughtful reflections on the season. As the night wore on, they played games, danced around the bonfire, and sang songs. Piglet, feeling particularly festive, led the group in a rendition of Winter Winds and Merry Tunes, a song he had learned at the Winter Festival of Lights. A surprise visitor. Just as the friends were about to start a new game, they heard a rustling in the bushes. Out stepped Twinkle, the little elf they had met during their quest for the missing presents. "Hello, everyone," Twinkle called out, his eyes sparkling with excitement. "I heard about your festival and thought I'd join in the fun." The friends welcomed Twinkle warmly, offering him a seat by the fire and a plate of honey cakes. "We're so glad you could come," Piglet said, smiling. Twinkle, grateful for the hospitality, shared stories of his own adventures at the North Pole. He told them about the preparations for the next Christmas and the special gifts Santa was planning to deliver. The gift of friendship. As the evening drew to a close, Twinkle presented the friends with a special gift from Santa. It was a beautifully crafted snow globe, depicting the 100-acre wood covered in a blanket of snow. "Santa wanted you to have this as a token of his gratitude," Twinkle explained. "He said that your kindness and bravery helped make Christmas special for everyone." The friends gathered around, admiring the snow globe. As they shook it, snowflakes swirled around the miniature 100-acre wood, and they felt a deep sense of joy and contentment. "Thank you, Twinkle," Pooh said, his eyes shining with happiness. "This is a wonderful gift." Piglet added, "And thank you for coming to our festival. It's been a perfect evening." The promise of more adventures. As the fire burned low and the stars twinkled brightly in the night sky, the friends sat in comfortable silence, enjoying the peace and warmth of the moment. They knew that the Festival of Friendship had been a success, and that the bonds they shared would only grow stronger. Tigger, ever the optimist, broke the silence. "You know, there's always next year. We can make this an annual event." Rabbit nodded in agreement. "And we can invite more friends. The more, the merrier." Eeyore, who had been feeling more cheerful than ever, said, "I think that's a great idea. It's nice to have something to look forward to." Pooh, with a warm smile, added, "And we'll always have each other, no matter what." Piglet, feeling grateful for his friends and the adventures they shared, said, "I can't wait to see what other adventures await us."